Hi everyone, and welcome to our demo video for QOOBIT Navi. To get started, grab the plugin off the Epic Launcher Marketplace and ensure that it's enabled in your plugins. To get to your plugins, we go to the Edit menu, we go to Plugins, and we type in a search for Navi, and we should see that it's enabled down here at the bottom. For this plugin to work, we also need to make sure that we have the Python script plugin also enabled, so do a quick search for Python and ensure that this is also checked as active as well. If they're not active and you do activate them, make sure you restart the editor to make sure that everything's working as expected. So with those two enabled and with your editor restarted, you should see a QOOBIT menu at the top. And this is one of the two ways we can use to launch the widget. So by clicking the menu, we should find Navi under the menu here, and we click that and we can launch the widget down here. You can see that it's docked, but normally it would be floating for you. The other way to launch it is to go into your content browser here. And if you haven't already, make sure you enable all your folders, visibilities, and we go into plugins. We look for Navi and we look for widgets, and we right click the widget and we can run it from here. So the recommended use case is to have this docked on top of your content browser. So what we're going to do is we're just going to dock it right here. We're going to shrink it down a bit and we're going to hide the tab, so that we have this nice navigator tucked in right above our content browser. So from this point, now that everything's docked, we can get started and start trying out the tool. So what can this new navigation bar support? Pretty much all the different types of paths you can get out of the content browser. So as an example, we can right click this and we can copy the reference as one of the examples. So we copy that, then let's say we navigate to another random folder. We paste that path up here, we hit enter, we get right back to where we are. So another way we can do this is we can copy the file path. So the file path, note that this is the absolute path on Windows, and it's got the UAsset file extension. So we can also navigate to like a different location here. We go to here, we paste that in there. We can also click go, and it takes us back to the asset as well. And we also support object paths. So this is a custom feature that we added as well. We hit copy asset path. This uses the Python scripting plugin to grab the asset path. And if we paste it in here, it'll look something like this. And this is often the path that we use for scripting in Blueprints, or we need to load assets dynamically in Blueprints as well. So this is also here for you as well. So if we navigate to a different location, we paste that in, we hit enter, it bounces back to here as well. So not only does this support assets, it also supports folders. So we can also right click here, copy folder path, go to a different folder, paste in the folder path, hit enter, and it takes us to the folder. Note that in Content Browser, there's folders on the right-hand side and there's folders on the left-hand side. Because of how this is implemented in Python, this current feature is a bit misleading and it doesn't work on the left-hand side here. So if you do click this, you'll get a warning that it only supports folders on the right-hand side. So if you do decide to use folders, make sure you're copying it from the right-hand side over here. If you haven't used Unreal 5.4 yet, you'll notice that there's actually a new path system that's introduced in Unreal 5.4. If you look at the content browser and you click the path up here, you can actually type and access this new path system. And note that it starts with all plugins and it has this path up here. So what we can do is we can copy a folder like this, for example. We can navigate to a different folder. We can paste that directory here. We hit go, and it takes us to the location that we have using the Unreal 5.4 new path convention. Of all the pathing scenarios that we've shown so far, you can see that this is a great tool for collaboration, for working within a team. So if you ever need to contact another buddy on your team and say like, hey, grab this asset, or please open this thing because this is a new update that I made, you can copy all the various different types of paths for folders, assets, and files that you need to get things going quickly. A lot of the times when we use Unreal, without this tool, we're always poking around the folders, clicking a lot of things, and then we end up getting lost and not finding the exact thing that we're looking for. With this tool, hopefully we can reduce that miscommunication. Just right click, pick any of the paths that you can copy out of the context menu here, albeit reference, file path, our object path, or even the Unreal 5.4 path, and paste it to your messaging system, and we can get direct access to the file that we're looking for. So hopefully this helps you guys. This is our first plugin on the Epic Launcher Marketplace, and it's also free. So hopefully you guys have a good time with this plugin. Let us know if you think there are any bugs or if there's any features you'd like to add. Find us on our Discord. If you have other questions, there's the full documentation here. Click the settings gear icon, and you can find the documentation here. If you ever need to reload the widget, feel free to click this guy, and it'll reload the widget. And if you ever need to find where the widget is, if you can't find it, click locate widget, and it'll take you to the widget as well. Clicking the documentation will take you to our Google Drive documentation, and hopefully that'll get you through the rest of the questions that you guys have. All right, thanks guys, and have fun with the plugin.